Hey guys, it is Jaguar here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here for our first video on F1 2020, and of course it's going to be a My Team video. I haven't played F1 in a long time and I haven't recorded it as well. I just went off the game last time, but hopefully this game will reel me in and keep me interested. Now you may be wondering, what team are you making? What's your team name? Well, actually I'm bringing back an old team, as you may have found out by the title or thumbnail. It is going to be Jaguar F1 racing team. I'm bringing it back, although you may be like, it's a bit weird because Red Bull are here and Red Bull bought Jaguar, but you know, we're just going to play it off as Jaguar just coming back once again, and hopefully this time we can actually bring Jaguar to glory. Last time I'm pretty sure they got only 2 podiums in their run in F1, which wasn't good after they bought Stewart F1 team. And then they sold to Red Bull, and look at what's come off that. So hopefully we can make Jaguar a top team. Now unfortunately my good mic has broken, so I've had to use a backup headset which doesn't sound as good, so apologies for that. I'll try and get it fixed, I'll try and get a new one as soon as I can. But let's go into this My Team. So obviously we're going Daniel McDonald, 73. There we go, that's my character. Okay, so let's look at the primary sponsor choices. Okay, so looking at this realistically, we're a brand new team. We've got some experience about probably 16 years ago in Formula 1. So this one here looks to be a good one because it just says complete a full season. Surely we can do that. Surely I'm not that bad at budgeting. But we go further up and obviously the signing bonuses carry on. I don't think we'll get... I think we might be able to get 2 points finishes maybe in a dramatic race. I think we're going to go for this one, achieve 2 points finishes during a season, whereas the other ones are score a certain amount of points. I think we can definitely get 2 points finishes this season, so let's go and choose TriStar as our primary sponsor. You may be wondering, which power unit am I going to choose for Jaguar? Now obviously they did run the Ford Cosworth engines when they were back in F1 the last time. Today we're going to go with Mercedes. I just feel like Mercedes is the most realistic one out of the bunch, because Jaguar Honda doesn't sound right. Jaguar Renault, not really. Jaguar Mercedes sounds better than Jaguar Ferrari. I mean, we're going to go with Mercedes. 3.4 mil contract cost, but the signing bonus will cover that. So we've got one of the two I wanted. We've got Callum Isler. I did either want him or Jack Aitken because British team, British drivers, it makes sense. So we're going to choose Callum Isler. I think we might need to go back and have a look at the sponsors though, because we've overspent a little bit. So I think we're going to go with Shark. Obviously it'll just match what we need. We won't gain any money from this, but we're going to go with Shark as a primary sponsor, Mercedes as the engine supplier, and Callum Islet as our teammate, which is a good starting point for this team. So I think to start off with, we're going to go with the green and white. It doesn't look that pleasing right now, but I'll try and play around with the sponsors and everything. So I don't exactly know how to edit them, but I'm just going to stick with this one for now, the wavy one, and we'll see what we can do from there. Because actually, create new, what do you mean? So it says to create it from scratch. Either I'm blind or I can't see where to or how to edit it from scratch. I apologise, I'll try and figure out how to do it after, but I don't know how to exactly make them. Now since I'm incapable of doing the logo right now, I've just gone for green, white and red as the team colours. And that'll have to do for now. So we're ready, we're going into F1, 22 races of the season, let's go.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out, though, as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. Now, there's a rich history of that in Formula 1 too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team, though, is that while the team itself is new to Formula 1, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, You've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula One team?
I'm just going to go for the safe option. This isn't about me, it's about my team, and I'm behind them 100%. Together we're unstoppable.
Every team needs 2 drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates?
It was finding the right fit for our team. They understand that we are new and appreciate the opportunity that we're providing. So I'm going to say for that.
No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat?
We've got nothing but respect for Alfa Romeo Racing. I don't know how the team lineup is because Alfa Romeo weren't good in Austria. But I don't know. We can just say I predict we're going to have a few close races with Williams this season. I'll say that.
How are you expecting the car to feel out on track?
Sim data looks good, but we won't know until we get it on track. That's what I'm going to say to that one, Mr. Will Buxton.
The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
We'll get a better picture after the first race. That's what I'm going to say.
Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way? And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of?
I don't know, I haven't seen them. The chassis, I guess? I don't know, I haven't seen, so I can't really tell you,
Well,
Mr. Buxton.
that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
I should have really gone for Aero, but I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see. So we've got our helmet ready, the suit, gloves are staying the same, and we'll just keep that as normal. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma right now, because if we look at the liveries, you can see that they're all coming in white, the main sponsor. So I've kind of changed it a bit. I've gone for this livery. It's a bit of a change to the normal one, but it means that they can see the title sponsor in the middle instead of having it at the far right near the rear of the car, if that makes sense, because Jaguar, dark green, British Racing green and white. And obviously they've made it so that the main sponsor is white as well. So until I can kind of change it, I'm going to be sticking with this one right here, because it means that the main sponsor is there and it doesn't leave an empty side pod, if that makes sense. So here we've got the facilities for the team, and as you can see here, we've got more in the chassis. I think it was depending on what I said in that interview, and obviously I said chassis. So the chassis is better than everything else in the car. And as we look at the R&D tree, we're already ahead of Haas and Williams with our car, which is a surprise. Usually you'd be at the bottom. I don't know why we're not. But anyway, we're looking to be the 9th best team as we head into Melbourne. So looking here, we've got our 2 drivers, Daniel McDonald and Callum Islet. Obviously, he's a 62 rated. We don't have one yet because obviously they haven't seen us on track or anything. Driver market here, we can see every driver here, and also Callum Islet. I think if we go further down, we'll be able to see the F2 drivers as well. Yeah, we can. Callum Islet with ourselves. We can see Jack Aitken here, another driver I was looking to sign as well, but we got Callum Islet instead. Finances, obviously we're equal right now. We're not gaining, we're not losing anything. Look into the aero department then. We've not got enough funds for any of this anyway. But we'll just have a wee look, and we'll see inside the aero department, the chassis department as well. They're looking into everything. Personnel, what's this? Oh, this is simulator and everything. That's interesting. Marketing, obviously like social media and everything. Durability, what are they doing with it? And a powertrain as well, the engine. So that's quite interesting. I like how you can go into it and see what they're up to. But I think it's time to just carry on and see what the car reveal brings us. Let's see what this video is all about. I like it. I like it. You can still see the shark on the front wing though. I don't know how to change them to red. We've got the merchandise sale before the Grand Prix weekend. That's probably a good idea. Get some money in towards the team. There we go. Some big dollars into the team. And let's go to the race weekend. We need to choose some tyres though. I think we're going to go with balanced and let's go towards this race weekend and see what we can do in our first race in Formula 1. So we're here in Australia. Big up Alex Gill in there walking across the room. Good to see him working for ourselves. Haven't seen any other YouTubers or anything in the paddock, which is a surprise. Usually Aravar, Bendalia are going about, but let's look here. So practice is dry, qualifying is overcast, and then it's raining in the race. This is going to be a very exciting first race for ourselves. So go into the messages, you can see the tutorials. Obviously I don't need them. Okay, so Jeff has given me an in-depth forecast here. We can see it's raining and then it starts to dry up towards the end. So this is going to be a very interesting race, and let's see what we can do. We're going to go into practice 1 and see what kind of R&D objectives we can complete in that. And obviously for our new team, it's important to get all these R&D done so we can build up the car quickly throughout the season. So we've got the same as before, all the R&D objectives. We're going to go for the track acclimatization for the first time, and we're actually going to drive the car onto the track. So we're going to drive out onto the track for the first lap of Jaguar's return to Formula 1. Let's get this. I don't know if Callum Islet's already on the track. If he is, then this is a bit of a sticky situation, but we're going to go for now. I might need to edit the HUD a bit, but we're going out on track now. Nearly spinning, but might need to edit the camera and the steering, of course. This isn't right. I don't think we've got it again. I think we've just missed it. I think we have. That's unfortunate. The program, we've got a green score out of that. We've missed it twice, just by 20 points. I need to edit the setup just a little bit, as we nearly bin it. That wouldn't have been good on our first race weekend. So that first run wasn't the best. I've had a little tweak to the setup to try and sort it out. We're going to do the rest of these R&D programs, and if anything comes up, I'll be sure to show you. So we've done alright with the tyres. It's just our lap time isn't the best, so we need to get a quicker lap time. Well, in practice 1 we've tried the race strategy and the tyre management. Unfortunately we did fail on both of them, just about. But we've got the qualifying pace, ERS and fuel management that we're going to do in the next practice sessions. But I'm just unfortunate the car isn't as good as I thought it would be. Obviously you've got to think it is a new car. If we do look at the standings, we are quite far down the table. I'm in 15th, Callum Islet is in 22nd. So the car isn't looking as good as we thought, but I think there is still some room for improvement in the next few weekends. So at the end of practice 1, Callum Islet is only 1/10, not even a 10th, he's a 100th ahead of me, basically. So we are both quite similar, and we're ahead of Williams, Haas and Alfa Romeo. But the thing is, we've got to think, are we really seeing the true pace of these cars yet? So we'll have to find out in the next few practice sessions and then quali. So at least we got 2 programs done as well, the fuel management and ERS management. The other ones we weren't able to beat, but I don't really want to try them again because that is the raw pace of the car. I think it's time for quali. Let's go in and hopefully we get Jaguar a good result in their first Grand Prix back into the sport. So our quali run got us quite far up the grid, but I don't think that's real pace. Callum Islet was down in 17th, Sainz down in 18th. Don't know what's going on there. Albon didn't really set a time, he might have crashed or something, so that is a mystery. So I think it's time to return to qualifying, as it's a new, different system than the last time Jaguar were in Formula 1. And let's see if they're any good at this. I'm not expecting much, but if I can get a little bit of an improvement from practice, that'll be amazing. Here we are for quali then. Let's see what we can do in our first session back. Obviously this is my first race in Formula 1. There is ourselves with the livery that I'm still yet to figure out. Sorry about that, but we're in qualifying 1. It's looking very overcast here in Melbourne, Australia, and I think we're going to go for 2 laps probably this session, see what we can do, and hopefully we can get into Q2. It's going to be there's going to be a big push though. We're meant to be the 9th best team in the grid predicted anyway, but I don't know what is going to come out of it. So we have stayed in the pit lane just to see what our teammate can do on his lap. As he comes round the final corner now, where is Callum Islet going to put it? What kind of lap time is he going to get? It's going to be quicker than practice though because it's an overcast session. He goes a 23.1, which puts him third right now. And obviously last of all the runners, 3 seconds off Hamilton. I think it's time for ourselves to go out on track and see if we can beat a 23.1 that is set by our teammate. So this has to be an absolute stonker of a lap if we want to get into Q2, even beat our teammate. We've got Nicholas Latifi in front of us holding us up. Dirty air time through turns 3 and 4. We're much quicker on our first lap though. Five tenths up on our previous lap. Get out the way, Latifi, thank you very much. A very, very quick lap here. As we come up to the penultimate corner over the curbs, that's lost us some time. But I think we might be able to keep something. We're about 9 tenths up on our lap. That's going to lose it towards the line. We still might be 8 tenths up as we cross the line now. We go 17th place. We've been out-qualified by our teammate at the first hurdle. If we didn't run wide at the final corner, we might have got our teammate. But at the end of qualifying 1, Callum Islet gets into Q2 800ths of a second ahead of myself. If I didn't mess up at the penultimate corner, we would have been into Q2, but instead it's my teammate who takes all the glory by 800ths of a second as well. That is just pain. That is pain, to be honest. But we did out-qualify both the Haas cars and both the Williams cars. We also out-qualified Giovinazzi as well. So that's a very, very good start to the season. A very heartwarming result there because I didn't think we'd beat anybody. I thought we'd be playing last. But we're a second ahead of Nicholas Latifi as well, which is a good feat. So unfortunately after that, we're out of qualifying. Callum Islet, I don't know where he's going to qualify, but let's head into the HQ so we can see about the race strategy. At the messages pre-race, it is going to be raining in the race. This is not good. We need to watch out on lap 1. We've got to be careful. We've got our teammate. I don't know where he is qualified though, but we're ahead of the Haas and we're ahead of the Williams cars, so this is going to be a good start to the season, hopefully. I say that, but we've got 29 laps of this Australian Grand Prix to actually figure out if this is going to be a good race or not. So let's head in to round 1 of the 2020 season. Oh, look at that.
It's finally time once again to begin what promises to be another thrilling season of Formula One action. Pre-season times, subject of so much discussion in recent weeks, mean nothing now, as the cars line up to battle it out for points once again. So let's get this season underway. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. We're a stone's throw from the enormous Port Phillip Bay for today's race at the 3.3-mile Albert Park circuit. It's a bumpy racing surface here, and the 16 corners could prove especially difficult in the wet conditions. Watch out for a safety car at some point during the Grand Prix. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job.
Let's see the grid then.
Bottas. The fin starts
Bottas on pole, but Hamilton set a quicker lap time. What's that all about?
The rest of the grid we have Vettel, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Albon, Ricciardo, Perez, Stroll and Esteban Ocon, Norris, Sainz, Daniel Kvyat and Gasly, Raikkonen, Ireland, McDonald and Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean, Russell, Latifi and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid.
Giovinazzi took a 10-place penalty.
It's time to head down to the track.
Here we are on the grid then for round 1 of the season. Jaguar with a very strong qualifying, P16 and P17, although it's not the way that I wanted it to be. I wish I was in that place at Eilertson. Right now he's to the right of us on the grid. Looking at the strategies then, we've got a much quicker strategy on the 1 stop, but as you can see in the session forecast, it is going to clear up towards the end, so we might need to make a last dash switch onto the dry tyres. I don't know though. We're going to go for the formation lap here for round 1 of the season. It's going to be very difficult to try and heat up the tyres, as we've just enabled anti-stall by accident. That's a great start to the season. And this is going to be a horrible start if I can think of anything better in the rain. I think I am just scared of dropping back so much in the actual start. I really don't like the way the car is acting. Obviously a brand new car in its first race, and it's raining, where we don't know the main problems with the car yet, and it's raining, so we can't really find them, and if we do find them out, we're going to be in the wall basically. So we've got Isla in front of us, we've got Raikkonen in front of him, the 2 Haas cars starting behind me of Magnussen and Grosjean. I'm not confident about this start. I think we're going to have a very poor start actually, not going to lie. So we're lining up on the grid, P17 for our first race as obviously driver manager of this team, or driver owner of this team. Let's get this show on the road. The lights are now illuminated, but we've got 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go here in Melbourne. It's a very poor start, so much wheel spin for ourselves as we're trying not to lose it back, and we've dropped further down the field towards turn 1. The Williams cars are going past us. We've got to be cautious as Giovinazzi sends it up the inside from 22nd position. We've pulled in behind Russell. We're now P20. We've got to make these positions back, but it's just I was wary about the start. We did get wheel spin and it wasn't the best outcome for the start. There's Russell's going quite slow. We're going to move up the inside of him. There's yellow flags. I don't know what's happened here. There might have been an incident, but with the rain obviously you can't really see much, so I reckon there would have been. I can't see anything behind George Russell. It is impossible to see as we come through the penultimate corner. There's somebody with damage I think in front. I think it's a McLaren, and now everyone's set away where it's going to be difficult to try and catch up to them, to be honest. As we squirm out the final corner, we've got Russell in front of us. We still can't see anything. The spray is mega here in Australia as we absolutely cut the inside of turn 1, as we just can't seem to find the track right now as Russell's ahead of us. As the 5 red lights went out in Melbourne, Australia to start the 2020 season, pole sitter Bottas had a lot of wheel spin, whereas his teammate Hamilton had the better start out of the 2. In towards turn 1, the former champion went up the inside of Bottas and took P1. Bottas decided to go side by side through turn 2, although it is very risky here at a wet circuit. He stuck behind him in towards turn 3 and decided to get him later on. So Carlos Sainz has pitted for a new front wing on lap 1. As you can see, the AlphaTauri going up the inside to turn 2. Let's see what happened to him. Kvyat on his outside towards turn 3. Sainz decides, you know what, I'm going to let him go past. And then under braking, he actually slams into the back of the AlphaTauri. And that is that. That's where he got his damage from. Very unlucky there from Carlos Sainz. But he should have been more careful. He should have known that they were going to be braking. And for a man that is as experienced as him, it's a very silly mistake. As we're losing it once again on the exit of turn 2. We're going to take it easy though. We've got Latifi a bit behind us. Thank you, Jeff. Rain easing off a bit, but track is still going to be wet, as you can probably tell, because you can't see anything from the car in front. We're squirming away. We just can't seem to get the power down right. This isn't the best start to the season. I didn't expect it to be raining this much when it said it was. I thought it was going to be a little bit, but it's impossible to follow the car in front without making little mistakes, is what I'm finding. So we're on the back of George Russell. We've cut that just a bit. Car squirming again. We're going to use overtake and Rich Mixo. Can we possibly make a move on George Russell? We're going to fake one. I don't think that's worked though. Still on the back, you can still see, we can see a bit more than before when we're behind Russell, but still it's very limited to what we can see and what we can't. So we're coming down towards turn 13 now. We're on the back. We're using overtake and rich mix on George Russell. Can we send one up the inside of the fellow Brit? We've squeezed him out wide, but I think we've got it done. Yes, we do. We're squirming on exit of turn 13, but we've got past the Williams and we're up at the P18. Got a bit of a gap to Giovinazzi in front. They're all getting stuck behind my teammate, which is quite thankful. I'm quite thankful for that actually, because I wasn't the quickest under wet weather, but trying to put the power down on the straight is very difficult. You've got to limit it a bit. I'm a bit scared in case something does happen when I try to put the power down, just on like on the exit of turn 2. I thought that was the yellow flag, but I guess not. We've got rear wing damage. I think Russell's hit our rear wing. This is not helping. Is that what they're warning us about? Oh, the back end's gone. The back end's gone out of 6. Sorry, that wasn't 6, but the rear wing has got damage. There's yellow flag up ahead. Ocon is out of the race. Esteban Ocon, the Renault driver in his first race back in Formula 1, is out. He's, after taking out Verstappen in 2018, that's not very good, is it? He's had a year out the sport, and in his first race back, he's out. Gives us a position, though we're up to P17 due to that. Could get P16 at the expense of Antonio Giovinazzi, but I don't know about that. We're stuck behind him with this damage. So as Esteban Ocon was coming through turns 11 and 12, the car just went on him, and that is unfortunate. A failure in the mechanics for Esteban Ocon, and that's an unfortunate end to his return in Formula 1. Hopefully in the next round he'll be looking to come back stronger, but for now it's a retirement. Isla is pitted, Giovinazzi has pitted, and that is our train gone. We're coming around the final corner now. We need to start pushing if we want to try and overcut our teammate. If we want to overcut our teammate, we need to start pushing now. And who's this coming out? Alex Albon's coming out in front of me. He's hit Magnussen, and we've hit him. We've gone and hit Alex Albon. Oh dearie me. We've got damage. I think we've got to pit this lap. I didn't expect him to be that slow. I thought I could go round him, but in the wet conditions, I just didn't expect it. He's gone on intermediates. We are going so slow. We're going to pit this lap, but we're going to put the intermediates on. We're going to try something different. We're going to try what the front runners are doing and put the intermediates on. And that's annoying. That's annoying. We've hit Albon, and that has ruined it. We could have got past our teammate again. We're going to go into the intermediate tyre though. Front wing is getting changed as well. We're going to lose a lot of time. 8.9 seconds in the pits. We've got the green tyres on now for intermediates. We've still got this damage on the rear wing. Let's take a look at this from Alex Albon's point of view. He was just exiting the pit lane while Kevin Magnussen was coming round turn 1. He ended up tapping Magnussen. I came round the corner, tried to move out the way, and slapped into the back of Alex Albon. Taking a look from my wide shot here, I came round the corner and tried to turn out the way. I hit him, and that is a lot of damage to the front wing. Look at that. That's the whole end plate disappeared. A bit still there, but most of it is disintegrated, and that's where we struggled for the rest of the lap. Lap 14, we're about halfway through this race, and we're on the back of Nicholas Latifi coming through turn 1. We've run a bit wide, but we're still about 6/10 behind him, and I think we can get him by the end of this lap maybe. Perez is out at the session, and that's a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car is out, and Perez is out in the Racing Point. I wonder what happened to him. Was it contact damage? Was it just an engine failure? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So Perez was running in P6 on lap 16 when the mechanical failure happened. Down towards turn 3, he just lost all power, and that is so unfortunate. He was ahead of the Red Bulls as well. That's unfortunate for Sergio Perez. He pulled off just at turn 3. and Racing Point were in for a good result, but unfortunately not today. Teammate is in the pits. Are they really pitting for dries? Callum is not pitting for dries, surely not. Surely now is not the time for dries, but we're moving up places anyway. We're on the back of Latifi anyway as well. Pit windows open for intermediates. Are they really wanting me to pit for intermediates? I'd rather stay out. I think I might stay out for dries if there is any opportunity for dry tyres. On the back of Latifi, can we make a move down towards turn 13? I think it might be possible. He's got an equal exit as myself. We're going to go round the outside of turn 13. Has he left me the space? I hope so. We're going to go round the outside of the Canadian, and we've made it stick. We're up into P15, and would you look at that? Right, we're in the pits now. We've got Latifi coming in as well. I think Raikkonen's following him. Everyone's coming onto the dry tyres now. DRS has been enabled, and everyone's going onto the softs as well. So I think what they did, I think what happened was that Callum went onto the wet tyres. I think Callum went onto the wet tyres when I was meant to as well. And then I decided, you know what, everyone else is on the inters, so I'm going to go on the inters. It's just a new team mistake, I reckon. I think it's because we're a new team, we're not being able to see the weather forecast as quick as it's coming. And what tyres to be on. So I called for inters, I came in, and I was much better off than Callum, who is unfortunately in the pits, well, was in the pits behind me, coming onto dries as well. So we've made the right choice here, and hopefully we can pull away from Latifi and get a good position here. I don't think we'll be able to catch Magnussen. Let's see what this lap time is. It is the fastest lap, a 1:28.9. We've gapped Latifi. Oh, never mind, Raikkonen with a 1:28.7. Lap times are just falling now. So Raikkonen has passed Latifi for P16. I think we're safe for P15 though, as we've got Bottas coming up behind us to lap us. Hopefully he can't lap us because he's just going on to the final lap now. There you go, Valtteri. As he is the race leader. I think Hamilton is second. But Bottas will be happy with that. As Valtteri Bottas rounds the final corner now to take victory in round 1 of the season. We're coming around the final corner to take P15 in what has been a fantastic race for ourselves. After lap 20, of course. Before the intermediates, before we got past Latifi, it was looking like a horrible race. Driver of the day was Antonio Giovinazzi, from 22nd to P14, I think he was at the end of the race. But I think a Mercedes win. What a surprise.
It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
So Valtteri Bottas wins the season opener of the 2020 season, with Max Verstappen and Vettel rounding off the podium. Lewis Hamilton wasn't far behind Vettel, bear in mind. Leclerc a bit off the pace in 5th. Stroll in 6th. Albon, Gasly, Norris and Ricciardo round off the points. Sainz, who did lose a bit of his wing on lap 1, is in 12th. For ourselves, Jaguar's debut, P15 and P19. Callum put in one more time than myself. I think he switched onto the wets, and as soon as that happened, it was time for the intermediates. So I did make the right call, and to be fair, it was because I hit Albon as well. I lost some time, but it is what it is. It was a good race one. We did have the fastest lap for a few seconds before Raikkonen beat me, but 2 retirements today, Perez and Ocon. Bear in mind, beating the Williams team and 1 Alpha and 1 Haas is good for a first race in the sport. So I reckon we can be a midfield team by the end of the season. So after that race, obviously the driver standings is the same as the results, but the constructors, let's have a look at that. Mercedes lead the way with 37 points, 11 points ahead of Ferrari. Red Bull only 2 points adrift. Ourselves were in P10, we're ahead of Williams, which is a good start. I know we've not got any points yet, but it was quite a difficult race to get points in. I'm happy with the result. We can definitely improve on this. We've got 21 races left in the season, and I'm sure we can get points with this pace. So we're here back in the headquarters for Jaguar Racing. I'll try and sort out all the sponsorships, so I'll try and get the delivery that we had again with the red logos on it, but I don't know how to do it just yet. So we've got a secondary sponsor slot available. We're going to have a look and see what we can do here. So we've got loads and loads of possible sponsors as well. So I think we're going to choose Atlantic here. They've got the weekly goal is as a team complete a total of 75 laps during a race weekend. So basically that's me and Callum. If we finish and do some laps in practice, I'm pretty sure that'll get us. And it's got the highest weekly income as well. And we need that for a brand new team. We need good sponsors with good money. So we're going to sign with Atlantic for the sponsor slot. And we're going to add them to the car. So we're going to add Atlantic here on the chassis. We're going to remove the one on the engine cover for now. We're not going to have anything there. We could have the shark one, but we're going to leave that one in white for now. I don't know how to change these two on the front wing to red. Once I find out, I'll be sure to change it. We've moved below Haas in the R&D tree. We could possibly look at upgrading something as well. Probably in the aerodynamics department since we don't have that already. We're going to look at the front wing main flap. There's a 40% failure chance, but we're going to go for it anyway. We're going to go for standard and develop that upgrade, and hopefully it'll be here soon. Hopefully it said China, it was. So today the team had a good result. We got P15 and Kalmala did the best in qualifying with 16th. We can't really complain at that. We beat Williams and Haas in quali, and we beat Williams and one Haas and one Alpha in the race. So we can't complain at that. It was a good start to the season. If you did enjoy that, be sure to hit like and subscribe on the channel. I do appreciate it. Hit the bell for notifications whenever these videos go live. They will be coming thick and fast throughout the next few days. Apologies if you're a bit triggered about delivery and all the sponsors. I haven't figured out yet. I just jumped on the game and I recorded this, so apologies. I'll try and fix it for the next one. Obviously you might be like, oh, Jaguar ran with red and different livery and all that. I'll try and sort it out, but obviously there's room for change. Everything evolves, so maybe Jaguar have evolved into this different livery style, but I don't know. Thank you guys very much for watching this episode. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in Bahrain.